Hello, bookies and tubies. Pardon me. It's a new moon tonight, and I have some stuff I want to do, but I wanted to get this video out. I want to talk about this whole Black Lives Matter and All Lives Matter and police brutality and all that. Because I have a feeling people don't fully understand what they're saying here, okay? I know some people mean well when they say all lives matter and all that. Because you're right, all lives do matter. The problem is that when you're hollering it at a black person who has been oppressed way more than you have, okay, it's not being kind. What it's being is you're basically telling black people, we don't want to hear it, shut up. You're minimizing what they're going through. And I don't think you fully realize this, okay? It's not that you're not right in what you're saying to a certain point. But to us activists, when we hear that, we're like, you're saying, oh, yeah, okay, all lives matter. But you guys are not the ones being shot. Yeah, you have the occasional white person, yes. Like I just posted one tonight on Facebook. That they're finally bringing charges against several people. Okay, but generally those white people that they shoot are poor, mentally ill, or some other minority reason for being in the situation that they are. They're not shooting normal, everyday white people. Okay? And video evidence to prove that. If you watch any video of a white man being arrested, this white man will shoot several people. Good case was the Colorado theater shooter. Detained. Nobody shot him. He was detained, even though he killed a bunch of people in a theater. Okay? The guy, whatever his name is, that shot the people in the church. Okay? He was not shot. He was detained. Had that been reversed, and it was a black man, he would have automatically been shot. See, you're not paying attention to this stuff. You're out there, well, they didn't break the law. Okay, first of all, Sandra Bland did not break the law. Okay? He told her to put out the cigarette and said if she didn't, he was going to light her up. What kind of talk is that? And you people are sitting there going, oh, that's okay. That's okay. You know? And then he takes her off camera and does whatever because you hear her cry out in pain. In what he done to her. And then she ends up dead in her cell. Not one rule did she break. Not one law. She simply said,
there's no law that says I have to put out my cigarette. And he's already like, I'm going to light you up.
Come on, people. I don't care if you're family or friends, I'll tell you. There are people being shot that did not break the law. Yes, there are some. But there are people who's just doing every day. The other case was this guy was waiting on his kids in a mall or whatever it was. And the police came up and told him that he had to move. And he said, no, I don't. It's public property. I'm waiting on my kids. I'll be leaving here in a few minutes. And they freaking beat the shit out of him while his kids were coming down the freaking thing. Now, what law did he break? Because he simply was sitting somewhere in a mall waiting for his kids to get off the thing? Really? What law did he break? Come on, tell me. So please, don't be posting this shit of, well, if they just followed the law, they wouldn't have been shot. Let me tell you guys something. I'm a white female. When I first joined Occupy back in March of 17th, a couple years ago, I'm a white person. And a cop shoved me. And I had done nothing. I wasn't even standing in his way. He pushed me to get to someone else. So don't tell me that we are breaking the law because we're not. Okay? That is a bullshit excuse. There's once again telling the black people they have no right to be angry when they're the ones getting shot and you're not. So stop with the all lives matter bull crap. Because it only matters when it's you, not when it's a black person. None of you were out there rioting when you know darn well the black person didn't do anything. I need to calm my voice down because the landlords might get called. But no, I am tired of seeing these memes on Facebook every time I turn around. Okay? Don't be trying to minimize a black man's or woman's oppression by saying all lives matter. Well, if you really believe that, then you'd be out there protesting too. Not sitting on your freaking computer at home typing this shit. Stop running your mouth and get out there and do something. Until then, I don't want to see it. Don't put it on my feed. And if you don't understand that, then unsubscribe me. Because I'm done with it. Like I said, I don't care if you're family, your friends, I don't give a shit. I love all of you, but I am not going to put up with I hadn't broke the law. Or all lives matter. Yeah, all lives matter according to you. Because you're not getting shot. And like I said, it's just another way for you to take and tell the black people to shut up. We don't want to hear it. We don't care if you're being oppressed or not. We don't want to hear it. That's what you're saying. So deal with it. Stop your racism shit. And fucking face, excuse my language, face the reality that you are freaking racist. And don't come to me with this attitude of, I have black friends. Really? And yet behind their back they're calling them monkeys, jungle people, savages. Really? You want to talk about savages? Let's talk about the Indians. Let's talk about the white man coming over here and savaging them. Okay? Let's talk about that. White man has caused more crap than any black man has ever did in the whole entire universe since its existence. We have conquered everybody at whatever cost. And we have not made one single apology for it. And you know what we tell people? Oh, all lives matter. I'm willing to face the fact, yes, there's things I don't understand. Like I saw one the other day that said, the white man's the enemy, so we shouldn't let our children be taught by them anymore. And I said, okay, really? I'm out there fighting for your right to be equal, and now you want to be separate. And I admit, I don't understand what they're meaning by that. But I'm at least willing to listen to an explanation about why they say that. I might be willing to say, hey, you might be right. Because I'm not so cruel and egotistical to think that my race is better than anybody freaking else's. So when you want to say all lives matter, please mean it. Don't be sitting on your computer saying, oh, if you didn't break the law. So really, I broke the law when I got pushed, right? Just for being at a protest, I broke the law for being pushed. But I had done nothing to that cop. And he just shoved me. You come to LA and you live with the LAPD, and you'll find out real quick, okay, about how real your friends in the police force are. And speaking of that again, Christians, who do you think is going to come for you at the end times? You think about the apocalypse, okay? Who do you think is going to come and round you up? Please explain that to me. Who do you think is going to do that? Oh, sure, the military. But did you ever think the cops would be doing it too? Your nice little friends who are there to protect and serve? And yet you talk about the apocalypse and how the beast is coming? And throw a fit because they put Baphomet up in Chicago? Or Detroit, I mean. One of the two. And yet, you're sitting there saying cops are your friends. Interesting. Yes, we will be seeing who they protect and serve when it's time for the apocalypse that you talk about so much about. Because it's not two ways, ladies and gentlemen. It's just some food to think about. Who's going to come after you? You think the cops are going to be on your side? Okay. And you know what? I can't wait to see it. Because when they're knocking on your door, and they've already took away your guns and your rights to that, and they will. It may not be under Obama. I might give you that. But they will. They will come for you. And you mark my words, I'm going to stand there and giggle my ass off. Because I'm going to say, where's your friends now? The ones that you claim was there to protect and serve. They're not there to protect and serve you. They're there to protect and serve the elite from me and you. Okay? And when you figure that out, and you realize that you're nothing to the elite, and I'm not going to say the word, but you're going to be just as low as the people of color that you're picking on now. They're going to consider us all in the same class at that point. And you know what? The black man won't be there because you're running him off. Anyway, just some foods for thoughts, but yeah. No, I'm really sick and tired of seeing these memes. Like I said, think about it. You're basically telling the black man, we don't want to hear about your oppression. We don't even care if it's true. We just want you to shut up. Yeah. That's basically what you're telling them. Nose is itching. But yeah. And I'm sorry this is a serious topic, but like I said, I'm tired of it. Like I said, some of you mean well. That's all well and good. But you need to give some thought how that comes across to people who have been oppressed for generations. Okay? And if you think discrimination doesn't still go on, then you really are blind and stupid. Okay? Because there are people who still hate black people. Like I said, basically, when you say all lives matter, we don't want to hear it. We're white. It's not our problem. We don't care if you're being oppressed or not. We just don't want it to keep going on and on and on. So you really need to shut up and just conform. And just obey the law and you'll be fine. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that's not how it works. I got a reality wake-up call when I became homeless on the streets of LA. Okay? Now, yes, to some extent, I do have it slightly different because I am a white female. But I have experienced the same, not the same, but I've experienced the harassment of the police. I had them stop me and my ex one time and say, you guys are looking nervous and suspicious, what you doing? And all we were doing was sitting on the sidewalk. And because we simply happened to glance when their car goes by, they were saying we were nervous. Well, of course we're nervous. We're sitting on a sidewalk and freaking, we know we're not supposed to be. But we're resting, we're tired. And here you come and go by. And I looked over and I commented, I said, they're going to come back. I knew they would. And sure enough, they came back and they held us for like 5-10 minutes. Finally let us go. Another time when I lived in Compton, freaking had the CHP, go figure, the ones who just got busted today, California Highway Patrol, stopped me because I was going across the bridge to get some Jack in the Box for me and my ex for breakfast. And you have to imagine, it's like 8:39 in the morning. I just woke up. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I just want something to eat. And I'm going across this sidewalk to go across the bridge. And there was a bird in the middle of the sidewalk. And because I swerved to avoid the bird, The cops saw that and pulled me over and stopped me and detained me for like 15, 20 minutes, trying to figure out where I hid my drugs. Now, I was polite, and I went along with it, and they released me, thankfully. But the point is, they should have never stopped me at all. Or at least say, hey, why did you swerve to, I noticed, well, there's a bird here, which is what I did tell them. But they did a whole search of me and freaking put me in the police car and all this crap. And I had did nothing to break the law. And she was like, oh, well, you swerved. Well, excuse me, I didn't know there was a swerving law. Now, she didn't say that you looked drunk or thought maybe you were doing drugs. I asked about drugs, but she didn't specifically say that to me. She just said, you can't be swerving in the middle of the sidewalk. I didn't know there was such a law. So how could I be breaking the law? See, you people in the country don't understand that because you pretty well know the cops and you're friends with them. That's all well and good. But those of us who live in bigger cities know the real deal. So until you experience cops arresting you in the real city, you really have no right to speak and should therefore keep your mouth shut. Okay? So you live in Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Detroit, New Orleans, somewhere where there's a big city, Houston, Dallas, then you can talk. Otherwise, zip it, because you have no real experience. You've known the cops since you were tiny little teeter-totters running around. I know, because I grew up in West Virginia. The cops knew me. They knew my dad. My dad went to school with one of the cops. They knew us. So, yeah, I got different treatment when I grew up in West Virginia than I did when I came to L.A. Houston, I really had no problems because I wasn't homeless or anything, so I never really had to run in with the cops there. But when I came to L.A. and I was homeless, I got harassed a lot. Okay? And it's still not on the level that I've seen the black people of color down here go through. All they gotta do is make a move and the police starts pulling over, going, what you got? What you hiding? What you doing? And I've seen this with my own two eyes. So yes, blacks are getting targeted way more, and Hispanics are getting targeted way more than the white man. So I've seen it. Okay? So until you know the struggles of what they're going through, and here we go again. They got the movie Straight Outta Compton coming out. What is everybody doing? Making little memes and making fun of it. Instead of watching the movie and hearing the story and understanding where Compton and Watts got its start. Because the history is a whole lot different than what you think. Like I said, I lived in Compton. I had no problems. I was friends with the black Latinos down there. I had no problems. I did have problems with the police. Which, like I said, that's where the California Highway Patrol pulled me over. But I had no problems with anybody in the neighborhood. Not a single person. I got along with everybody. Me and the landlord had some issues at the end, but other than that, I never had problems. I'd sit on the front porch. I was living in a house with 17 other people. Me and Max lived in a trailer out back. I'd sit out on the porch on the nights Andre was gone and freaking drink with these guys. Never had one problem. Now, yeah, we all joke around and stuff like that, but nothing ever came of it. We all knew each other. Anyway, this is getting long. It's 19 minutes. It's going to take an hour to upload it, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. But yes, please give it some thought, people. Thank you.